To learn about the off-grid lifestyle and to be inspired to live your dreams, click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Hit the bell notification. It's been a while since I've told you what we have done here on the piece of property to live off-grid. And the reason I wanted to go through this today is in the last couple of weeks, well, I guess my channel has just exploded for some reason. It's a mystery to me, but I welcome all the new subscribers. I mean, there's thousands of new subscribers, and I really appreciate your support and your energy in the comment section telling me how great things are, and I do appreciate it. So for the new subscribers, I just wanted to give you a little overview. And the old subscribers as well, might be something you've missed in the past that you might catch on to here. So I just thought I'd take you around the property, kind of give you the tour of the place and what we've done and what this place looked like. Right now I'm sitting in front of my well. This used to be an old well house, and a tree has fallen on it and busted the well house. So I only have one wall of the well house remaining. The well is very old. I would say it was probably dug in the 60s or 70s. So it needed a lot of repair and still does need a lot of repair. There is the potential that this water is not safe. I tried to make it safe in the beginning, but I just gave up on that idea. But I will tell you how I make this water drinkable and clean and safe as we go through this. So this well is 130 feet deep. I'm not sure how accurate that is. I think it's more like 100 feet deep, but it gives us plenty of water. And I have put a deep well, submersible well pump into it. And this is all just kind of temporary until next year after we get the tiny house built. The pump is too big. I ordered one size and they gave me a size bigger from Amazon. So it's good for right now. The way I run the pump is I run the generator. Now my goal is eventually get where I can run this off solar panels. And I've discussed in the past using, solar pumps. And I don't think I'll do that. But I'll get another 110 outlet. This is 110. It's amazing. You get them on Amazon for like 110 bucks. They're real cheap. This one I think is a 1 horsepower. I don't remember. And I want to get a 1/2 horsepower. I'll be able to run that on the solar panels real easy. The batteries. When I got here, the well was level with the ground. So temporarily I put a coffee can there so the water doesn't just come flooding in over the well. That has helped out a lot, keeping the water clean. I had to reconcrete the floor here. One other thing I got to do before I make this a permanent situation is the well casing, which travels the length of the well down to the bedrock, has cracked. And so I'm getting groundwater. It's leaking in, and I intend to fix that. It's real easy. You just get this is a 6-inch pipe that goes down in the hole. I'm going to get a 4-inch pipe and run down there, and at the end of the pipe there's a boot that you install. This is a normal thing. Well casings only last 25 years. I had no idea, but what happens is these roots and things come up and press up against the well casing and cracks it. So I'll get a PVC pipe, run it down. I think 60 feet I think is what I got to run it down to with that boot, and I'll create a new well housing, and then I'll make this a more permanent situation. I'll have to put a smaller pump in. This one's I think a 5-inch diameter pump. I'm going to put a 2-inch diameter pump in there. Less horsepower. It'll be perfect for off-grid. And then I'll close this all off. But in the meantime, it does provide us with clean water. When I say clean, I mean visually clean. It's pretty clean visually. I don't trust it. Now what we do is we run this water down into what we call an Ibc tank. You can buy these tanks. They're really cheap. New, I think they're 175 bucks. We got ours for $50. So this is the Ibc tank. It's 275 gallons. You can get them different sizes. It's food grade. And so we fill this up about once every other week. Maybe sometimes once a week. Depends on how much water we use. Now, of course, I got to filter the water. And so I do a little pre-filter as it comes in with a little house filter here. I just attach this to a hose. And it has a filter in it. You can buy those at Walmart, hardware store, anything. And then I put chlorine in it. Chlorine kills all the bacteria. Now I'm not going to tell you how much chlorine to put in. You need to go to the CDC webpage, I think it's CDC webpage, and they'll tell you how much chlorine to put in. Now when I say chlorine, I'm talking about bleach, non-scented bleach. Now that does a few things. Obviously it kills all the viruses and bacteria, but it also keeps the algae from growing. And then we pump the water into our camper with a 12-volt RV pump right here. And so I just can hook that right up to the battery. And we pump water in, take our showers, do our dishes, you know, just regular household chores. That's worked out really well. That way I don't have to run the generator every time I want water. Then, in order to make the water drinkable, because I told you that I'm not trusting the well, I use this Berkey. It's stowed right now. This top part's supposed to come flipped over. But the Berkey is a water purification system. I've got lots of videos on this. Just do Little House Off-Grid Berkey and all my videos will come up on this. I'm not a representative of Berkey. You can take water right out of the stream. This removes the chlorine. I got a video where I showed you how to make a homemade Berkey water filtration system using their filters, so you didn't have to buy the canister. 800 watts of solar panels that charges 4 lead acid batteries. I can get lead acid battery to last about 4 or 5 years. They're only $80, $90 at Walmart, and they work great. I've got one that's already 3 years old, still works like new. And the other 3 are brand new. I just got them this year. Now, one thing I want to mention is I lay them on the ground for 2 reasons. One, it's summertime right now, and the sun is straight up in the sky. So on cloudy days, this is catching all the sunlight possible. A lot of people suggested that I have to raise them up so that air will keep them cooler. I've ran several tests on this. Up, down, different angles. Leaving them down like this, the ground, I guess, is actually bringing up coolness to it and actually keeps them cooler than it does when it's up. This is important because on sunny days and really hot days, you lose efficiency on solar panels. Every degree over 77 degrees, you lose 1% efficiency. So on a 88-degree day, you're losing 10 watts per panel. I have 100, each panel is 100 watts, so I'm losing 80 watts. Now, why is this important? Obviously, I can still charge my batteries. That's the important thing. I got to be able to charge my batteries. So on a sunny day, I have no problems. But we also like to run the air conditioner, which we can do. We've done it lots of times. But on really hot days, it's hard to keep the panels cool. You're losing so much efficiency from the heat. I could get more solar panels, or I could spray water on it, which I've done many times, or I can just run the generator. So the generator, I've ran quite a bit through the summer, but I don't expect that I'm gonna have to run it much during the winter, except for the well pump. We got here in March, and we had to get things set up and get going. We had to tear down the trailer for our little tiny house. So I think in June, I started working on cutting wood. May or June, I started working on cutting wood. Now there's 2 rows of wood here. This is the first row you see here. And then there's a second row in the back. I have 4 cords of wood here, and I have another cord of wood up on the hill. So it gives me 5 cords. Most of this here is oak and walnut. We worked several weeks trying to get that much wood. I wanted to have it dried and ready to go. And when this fall hits, I'll start up cutting wood again. My goal is that as I get older, I won't have to cut as much wood. If I can get a good storage of wood right now and just have it laying around drying out for years, when I get older, I may not have to cut as much wood. Just kind of looking out for my future. Now, under this tarp, I have built an outdoor heat exchanger. So there's a old Franklin wood stove that I got all sealed up so it won't burn near as much wood. I use a furnace concrete and it seals it really nice. So it's an outdoor wood furnace. I've got videos on this. At the end of the video, I'll put a card up to one of the videos on how I built it. But you just surround the furnace with bricks, and the heat, the radiant heat, gets into those concretes and then drifts up through this ventilation and into the camper. We've already tested it out, ran it for about a week. Works amazingly well. Of course, we didn't have a lot of dried out wood either, so with this wood being dried out, oh, this is going to be fantastic. So that's how we heat, or going to heat, this winter. Of course, we have propane as our backup. I suggest that if you are living off grid, that you have backup plans just in case something doesn't work, because you don't want to be in negative 10 degrees and for whatever reason the heater doesn't work. Now with laundry, we use this tub to wash all our blankets and sheets, bigger items, coats, those kind of things. All other clothes we put into a 5-gallon bucket, and we use a clean plunger. You can buy clean plungers, and you just plunge it. I have told Carolyn I will buy her a wash machine when we get into the tiny house, and she keeps saying no, she doesn't want to because this does a better job. And I do agree it does a better job. That's not to say that I won't buy her a wash machine. The key to doing laundry with this is staying on top of it. After you throw some clothes in the bucket, one load, go ahead and do the laundry right away. Even if it's going to rain, of course we hang our clothes outside. Even if it's going to rain, let the rain get it wet. It'll eventually dry. So that's kind of how we do things around here. So I hope I can encourage you to think outside the box and live your dream. Thanks for watching.